All right, a pause in the action on the Eric Zane Show podcast to talk about Factor. Okay, there was a time not that long ago where I would spend a lot of time on, let's say, a Sunday, like hours, getting food ready for the week, prepping so that I could have something ready to go in a nice, convenient container. Problem with that is I'd spend a whole Sunday doing it. It was expensive. And frankly, I was eating the same food all the time. So it's easy to figure that after a couple of weeks, I kind of gave up on that. Now, I remember at the time thinking it would be great if I could have food delivered to me. I don't have to lift a finger to make it, and it's prepared by chefs, and it's fantastic and so convenient and so delicious and fresh, never frozen. Voila! Factor. Look, I know you love supporting me. That's one of the key things that makes a podcast survive is when you support who's doing the show. I want you to just try this, and you are going to be so happy. Go to factormeals.com/Zane50. That's Zane50. And then use code Zane50, and you're getting this for 50% off. That's how badly I want you to try this, just so you can see how easy and convenient and awesome Factor is. That's code Zane50 at factormeals.com/Zane50 to get 50% off. Oh, and I'll include the link in the show notes of this podcast. This November, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. You are eating amazing food. You're eating well. It's so fantastic. Again, factormeals.com/Zane50 and use code Zane50 to get 50% off. That's code Zane50 at factormeals.com/Zane50 to get 50% off. Oh boy, hello. Welcome in. The Toon Man. Not to be confused with Eric Zaitunian. No. Eric Zane. If you want that asshole Eric Zane, then you want moody, shy, clumsy, awkward, and boring. Fuck that guy. We want Eric Zane. The world famous, world renowned, speaking to a couple dozen people every day. Oh my God. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast from the damn it, almost did it again. The Impact Power Sports Studio, where all of the magic happens. Today is completely, I have some catching up to do. But before I get into that, let me just say, in 25 minutes, my dad is going to join us on Dear Meathead. That's exactly right. Now, I noticed that on the Facebook post, there's a question here or there. Nothing major. But, I obviously like to fill a handful of minutes with my father. So if there's something burning on your brain that you would like to bounce off of my dad just to hear his fantastic answer with my beloved stepmother/mother, Joanne, laughing in the background and sometimes providing her insight, by all means, send it along on the Shoreliner Striping inbox, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. I always love to hear from you, and so does Dad. So send that along, please. The simpler, the better, Even if you write it longer, I'll probably shorten it up just because, it just flows better that way with my beloved father. I have an update for you on the Great Food Giveaway number 4 with Tampons. I discovered another $120 in the Cash App. 2 of you, thank you. And we also got a donation yesterday, I believe in everything that anyone else for $20. Thank you. That puts our total now for the Great Food Giveaway number 4 with Tampons after passing the hat $4,859.21. Now, one of those donations was $1,000. And then Irvine's also threw in that was one of the early ones. And then Irvine's also threw in $1,000. In fact, that $1,000 went right to tampons and feminine hygiene products. In case you don't know, coming up a week from tomorrow, we will be at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, starting at 3 p.m. The word has been getting out because you've been sharing my post that, hey, I want people in the community who could use something like this to drive up in their car. We put a box of food, Christmas ham, potatoes, corn, gravy, rolls, Christmas pie, pumpkin pie, all in their car. Grand Rapids Pit Bull Alliance has pet food for all types of pets. If they need that, we give them that. And then, believe it or not, some of the ladies are going to say, hey, we've got a bunch of these feminine hygiene products. Pick your poison. What do you want? And then we give them some of that and send them on their way. Have a nice day. Thank you. That's our goal. That's it. Megan just purchased, I believe it was, what did she say? It was a certain, let's see. She just purchased 220 packages of women's feminine hygiene products. I don't know the specifics. That's Team Pink. Team Pink handles that. That came from the $1,000 donation. And I said, all right, well, listen up. In addition to the food that was purchased, we have in our coffers $725 more for tampons after we've passed the hat here with you, the amazing audience on this show. So there you go. If you want to go and join us at the event to volunteer, a lot of the volunteering is more like commiserating. We're just hanging out. The more people that are there, the better these people feel. If there's an army of people, imagine you're in the... There's a dog 69 going on as we speak. My God, stop. Hey. See, now they were doing this before the show started, and I thought I had broken it up. If it gets out of hand much more than this, I'm going to have to separate. Imagine you're a person down on her or his luck, and you see 36 people that are there. Hey, how are you? Come on up. And then as they drive through the line, the receiving line of awesome, they get the free food. They get the pet food. They get tampons thrown at them. And all these people were saying, hey, love you. Have a great day. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Off you go. That's wonderful. The more the merrier. It isn't about hands helping and lifting. Sure, there's some aspect to that, but just show up. It's a wonderful opportunity to see faces behind the names and the voices. You know, oh, you're so-and-so. We used to do that. When that all started with, we've had throngs of people that have shown up. So that's still a regular thing. And then we met earlier in the year in the summer for the Irvine's car show. Afterwards, we go and we fill up the Beltline bar. It's going to be great. Hey. Knock it off. So much fun. That happens a week from tomorrow, 3 p.m. start. Joe Martinez says he'll arrive dressed in Michigan gear. Okay. All right. It looks like everybody else was in on the dog 69 before I was. Mitch says that he's going to clip that. I did not see the dog 69 because I didn't have my monitor, so I couldn't see what was behind me. So probably all of that, what I said, is missed because of the dog 69. If you could make a clip of, doesn't even have to have sound, just dog 69 going on in the background so I can post that to my social media. Look what happened on today's show. My God. No, I'll get it myself. No problem. You don't need to do that unless you want to. It's up to you. Aram says, I forget, will Eric Zaitunian be making an appearance at the Great Food Giveaway? Well, yes and no. It depends on who I'm talking to. If it's someone I don't know, it's Eric Zaitunian. If it's someone I know, it's Eric Zane. You know? Mitch says he already did clip it, and then he says, here is the link. Okay, now I don't know if it's going to show up in the chat. So what I need you to do is send me the clip to Eric at ericzaneshow.com, Mr. Mitch. And I'll come back to that. That's something that if you can get an instant replay on a dog 69 during a podcast, that is fucking great. So you send that along on the Shoreliner Striping inbox. Thank you very much. You get a star on the forehead for clipping dog 69. My God. All told, 45 people have donated cash to the Great Food Giveaway. 2 of the 45 gave the big hitting $1,000 donations. Thank you so much. Now, let me tell you this. There's still plenty of time to help out with this. The work is not done. Everything else we get, we buy more tampons. And if we have enough tampons, those are going to be donated to a women's shelter where these poor ladies come in after they're treated poorly and they fucking thrown out of the house. Jesus. And or kids' food basket. One or the other, that's where your money will go. And as you know, 100% of what you give goes towards all of this. So thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Kenny has a question on Dear Meathead. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. If any of you have a question for Dad on Dear Meathead, by all means, send it along. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. That's our pal Free Beer. We're not ready for that yet. We're going to come back to that. This is the dog 69 that went down. Oh, no. Oh, my God. What the hell? He might have jizzed right on her face. This happened. Oh, my God. Oh. What the fuck? This is why when I talk on the show and they start to like play and act like assholes, I'm always like, hey, knock it off, because I know that can happen. So funny. Right now, I'm looking at Darla to see if there's actual dog jizz on her face, like dripping off of her dog face. Did he jizz on you? Blink. That's really messed up. I'm sorry you all had to see that, and which is why, again, I always try to break it up. But I was deep in thought when I was talking to you. Well, that's just gruesome. Holy shit. Well, only on this show, right? Okay, so the reason why I'm late today, some of you may know. I had to take the NFK for a root canal. Now, here's the only weird part about this. I get there. Usually, a certain amount of time you have to wait. So I get myself a cup of coffee and I read the internet. And I'm there for 1 hour, and I'm thinking, well, we're probably done. And Dr. Bite Splint comes out, which, by the way, side note, I'm there getting the coffee, and around the corner, this little puppy dog is there. I'm like, what the hell? And there's this cute little pooch, and he's just looking at me, and he's very calm. I go, who is this? They go, oh, that's Bozeman. He's the practice dog. Dr. Lee got a puppy. Oh, my God. I sat down on the floor and was petting the dog. Dog's so great. Like 13 weeks old. I mean, typically, dogs are crazy, at least in my world at that age. This dog was so laid back. So I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I sit down, get my coffee. After an hour, Dr. Lee comes back, and he sees me and goes, what are you doing here? I've known this guy for decades. I go, what do you mean, what am I doing here? You know why I'm here. He goes, this is a 2.5 hour procedure. Go home. Now, in my head, I'm like, how come nobody fucking told me? I could have done this show like 20 minutes late at like 8:20, 8:30. No big deal. So I'm almost halfway through the procedure. So then one of the people says, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't tell you. Yeah, it's a long one. And I'm like, oh, no problem. No, whatever. Time's not money. Yeah, who cares about time? You know, you never know how angry someone's going to get when you waste their time.
I'm a 50-year-old man doing what a 50-year-old man should.
I'm making show notes for you. And you're wasting my time.
Asshole. I did not freak out. I just said, no problem. No problem. A perfect amount of time to go home, eat, and go back. All right. Off we go. There is light at the end of the tunnel on the oral care. He gets the cap on the root canal that was just completed. In January, he gets 4 fillings filled that would have been root canals had we not stopped the progression with the fillings. And then I'm not sure what else is next. We're talking thousands of dollars of mouth care. This is why you brush your teeth. Okay? If you're a person that doesn't take care of your mouth, you're an idiot. I promised Dad I would be talking to him right at noon for another edition of Dear Meathead. Tomorrow on this show, Thursday, it is another Big Fraud Thursday. My God. First of all, Ben and I are going back to Who Are These Zanes? I've got an episode from late April, early May. It's late April of 1998. Now, I left Z93, the Joe and the Poor Boy show, in May of 1998. So this show was done with me already out the door, which I've never listened to it. And it's remarkable because I had already taken the job at the Riff and was leaving. And I don't know if I had told them yet. So I don't know where my mind is, and I haven't listened to a second of this. All I know is that in the segment, in the show, we did a bit where we would, if the Red Wings were playing a hockey, they were in the playoffs. They were taking on the Phoenix Coyotes. And we did the bit where we would call the hotel where the opposing team was and fuck with the players. At the time, it seemed like a good idea. But in this episode, I think it's so dumb. It's just, I fucked the whole thing up. The goalie for the other team, the Phoenix Coyotes, is a guy by the name of John Waite. And the joke that I was saying was, John Waite. Or, wait a minute. Jim Waite, or he's related to the singer John Waite. Like, that was my big joke. So I was playing him songs by the band The Babies over the phone to him. Like, what? Ridiculous. Anyway, Big Fraud Thursday is tomorrow, and Ben and I review Who Are These Zanes, and then we'll get into the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. Now, what I have for you now, I don't know if I'm going to get all the way through before I bring my dad in. In fact, I'm not even going to. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about something else, my sponsors, and then I'm going to bring Dad in. And then after that, we are going to break down the great Amelia Earhart incident. And this, I have video now. Yesterday, I just had the audio when I broke it down. Now I have the video where I don't know why it happened, and I'm just glad that someone with more intellect than me was on the receiving end of this gaslighting. Free Beer gaslit the shit out of Kelly Cheese. And I say I'm glad that someone who's got more intellect, because my rage, if there is any intellect there, always wins out. My rage always wins out over the intellect. If it's me on the receiving end of that, I just get pissed off and yell and look like an idiot. She did not. And she kind of like blew the lid off this fucking thing with how she approached it. And Greg gave her one reality, made her feel like she's nuts, and then gave her a second reality. It was textbook gaslighting, which seems to be a theme with the men on that show. My God. So I went fucking all in on this yesterday, and I'm just glad that it happened. I'm glad that a piece of shit like Greg was made to look like a total asshole. Finally, people get an understanding of what the fuck happens to that guy. What he does to carry out the manipulations that he pulls off on a regular basis. This is Greg 101. And I'm glad we can watch it all unfold. And I had some guys say, yeah, you're just doing this to take advantage of the situation because you don't like Greg. And I said, yeah, of course I am. This is a fucking victory lap, you asshole. Who wouldn't do that? What? I have been preaching this to whoever will listen for almost 8 years. Okay? And finally, we have in the wild a 100% gaslighting moment where he looks like the asshole that he is in its purest form. It's so fantastic. I'm so glad this happened. Ben refers to the Burn King as Saint Smug Light. My God. Tyler says 2.5 hours for a root canal. I guess. Rich says no wonder Free Beer is working towards his second divorce. Oh, it's coming. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And I will be there for it in all of its glory, Greg. Greggy. You asshole. All right. So I'll get to that in a bit. The open and live stream of today's show brought to you by the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505. No matter where you are in the U.S., if you want to get pre-approved for a mortgage, call Mario. Number one in the U.S. for a reason. 231-332-6505. The red carpet treatment that you will receive like no other service in the industry. 231-332-6505. NMLS number 3035. It doesn't matter if you've never had a mortgage before or you've done this countless times in the past or you're just hoping to get some money out of your home for whatever, pay off a credit card, home repair, maybe get a new furnace installed. Put a pin in that. I'll talk more about that in a bit. Thank you to Rick from TC Paintball. We are going at it January 21, Paintball War number 23. If you want in, reach out to me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. If I don't hear from you, the usual suspects, you will hear from me. Wait a minute. Yes, that's right. The 21st. 21st, TC Paintball, War number 23. In the meantime, you can book an event anytime you want at TC Paintball. Check them out online at tcpaintballgr.com. My man, Frank Fuss. Thank you so much. He's signed up for another flight of Eric Zane Show podcast marketing for another 4 months. Thank you. If you need anything when it comes to Obamacare, Medicare, Social Security. When I say Obamacare, you might think, oh, yeah, that's just for the people who are self-employed or between jobs or their boss doesn't offer health insurance. Not anymore. Not anymore. And you can save yourself a ton of money because through your employer, you've got your insurance plan and, you know, it's fine. You don't pay that much for it. But you add the cost of all your family, wife, 2 kids, 3 kids. It gets to be pretty expensive. There is another way available this year for the first time ever. You utilize the workplace insurance. The family utilizes the Obamacare. Now you think, well, 6 to 1, half dozen to the other. The government gives you a subsidy to pay for most of that premium for their health care. And then at the end of the year, you'll stay under a threshold of earning. And this is all plotted out beforehand. Like Frank will look at your situation and say, you're not a great candidate for this. Then you just don't even worry about it. No big deal. This is all in a 10-minute phone call. But if you are a great candidate for this, you could get amazing insurance, better than the stuff from your boss, and for a lot less money each month. Hundreds of dollars. Explore this by reaching out to Frank at buyinsurancehere.com. B-U-Y. Insurancehere.com. Eric at ericzaneshow.com for Dear Meathead. Let me see where we are on this. Chris has one. Kenny has one. If any of you, if something strikes you during the segment with Dad, by all means, leave it Eric at ericzaneshow.com. All right, let's bring him in.
What happened?
Hey.
Hello?
Hey, how are you?
Hello?
Is it on speaker?
What's going on? Huh?
No, it's me. It's me. It's definitely me. Hey, honey. Hello.
Might have been a sales call.
No, it's me. It's me. Hello. Hello. Oh my God! You gotta be kidding me. This is a dad thing.
Has been forwarded to an automatic.
Oh, for God's sake! Could they not hear me? Hello. Yeah. Hey.
Hey, what's happening?
Yeah. I heard that whole exchange. I was talking to you.
Oh, what happened?
Well, all I did was called, and then I heard you say, "What happened?" And then I heard Joanne say, "Maybe it's not him. It's a salesman."
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I think something got weird. I don't know what it was. But
I don't know.
But it doesn't matter. It's okay.
So,
Yeah. So I got you
we're
now.
all right to talk, huh?
Oh, of course. Well, I called you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, yeah, it's kind of weird because it's at a different time today, you know?
Well,
Yeah, it's like noon because normally I call at like 9, but I had a prior commitment, so I couldn't do it then.
Yeah. Didn't you take somebody to the doctor?
Yeah, I took Kevin to the dentist.
Dennis. So, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's.
So is Kevin all right?
Oh yeah. He just had he had like a root canal. Have you ever had one of those deals?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see.
I don't think so. I don't think I ever had that.
Yeah.
Well,
Joanne had it.
you see, before he moved in with us, I think at his previous residence, brushing teeth was optional.
Oh.
Yeah, and that led to numerous issues later in life, like right now.
Oh.
So now we're kind of just trying to backtrack, and he's kind of like an old car. You know, we're trying to like fix him up a little bit.
Yeah, it's only got 2 wheels.
Oh yeah, he's like, if you picture like if you bring an old rust bucket into your driveway, like
right.
when you had that old Cutlass in the backyard.
Oh, yeah.
It was like an eyesore, and everybody hated you because you're trying to fix it up.
Well, hey. I wonder what happened to that thing.
I don't know what happened to that thing. I remember you actually built a spray booth.
Yeah, that was Lizzie's car. You were trying to paint it for her.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you like painted it, and didn't you wasn't there an asphyxiation to the neighbors because the paint fumes got into their house?
Yeah, the Asthma Brothers.
Asthma Brothers.
That's right.
Oh, Joanne is a brain.
You guys came up with a nickname for your neighbors' kids as the Asthma Brothers. That's right.
Asthma Brothers.
Oh, oh man, I wonder whatever happened to those guys.
I don't know.
Holy moly! Well, yeah, good times. I'll never forget them. I'll never forget them.
No. Well, yeah, I forgot it, but thank God for you.
Yeah, it's always fun to kind of like tap those memories and go back and laugh.
Asthma Brothers.
Yes.
That's funny. But Joanne says I named it, but I don't remember naming anybody.
You did. You named it.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, you and I are very similar. That's something that I would do like now. Come up with a.
Yeah, but you retain the stuff. I don't.
Well, I know, but I mean, you're kind of like you don't have your fastball like you used to, you know. But that's okay.
That's funny. Asthma Brothers.
Yes. All right.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. It takes us back to those days on Cunningham in Warren.
Yeah.
In the city of Warren. All right. Well, I've got a number of people, Dad, who have questions. So everybody loves you, of course. And Megan says, Dear Meathead, when your kids were small, did you make sure that the kids had the same amount of gifts to open or the same dollar amount was spent on them?
Okay, Joanne, help.
I don't know, but I would say yes, knowing your ex-wife.
Joanne's guessing that yes.
Now, was it this type of thing where Joanne would do all the shopping for the girls, or would you do shopping for the girls?
Oh, he never did shop.
I never shopped.
And and then previously, when I was young, your ex-wife, my mom, she shopped. You did not shop, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Hey, you know what? I'm the same way, but you would buy gifts for Joanne. So you would buy gifts for Joanne, and then Joanne would buy a gift for you, and then she'd buy gifts for the kids.
Yes.
Well, if you say so.
My very first gift to him was that saw that sawed off his fingers.
Oh yeah, that's right. You just talked about that the other day. That was the gift that kept on giving fingers.
Yeah. Thanks for the gift, honey.
Chris has a question pertaining to the dentist, similar to what we just talked about.
Who's this?
This Chris, he says.
Okay.
He says, Meathead, I got a family member who doesn't take care of his teeth, and he has a lot of dental work coming up in January. I was wondering if you had some advice or some inspiring words to get him to start taking care of his teeth better. And we can even include Diana's brother in that. I think he does a better job now, but how do you convince somebody to take care of their teeth better, Dad?
Oh, boy. Hey, I don't think I could give you any kind of a guidance.
No, you wouldn't like, I thought, I mean, that sounds like something that you would be good at, because I remember, when it comes to like people who eat too much, you tell them to quit being fat.
Well, yeah.
So maybe tell them, hey, look, you got to do this, or you're going to end up causing yourself a lot of harm as you get older.
Yeah, that's true.
Give him a toy of those wind-up teeth, false teeth.
Did you hear that?
I caught part of it. What did she say?
Give him a toy of the wind-up false
Oh,
teeth.
yeah. The kind that go up and down with like the feet.
Yeah.
Hey, we're laughing our heads off, but my God, this guy could be looking for help.
I know it. But, sometimes that's all you can do is laugh. Matt has a question concerning kids, and he says, Dear Meathead, the rumor is we will not have a white Christmas. Do you have any words about how Santa will get the gifts to the kids?
Well, according to my sunshine right now, I think we're going to have a nice weather. So,
Right.
How's they going to get the presents?
Yeah. What the hell is Santa Claus going to do? I mean, doesn't he need snow to get to and fro?
No, last time I talked to Santa don't care about that stuff.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Reindeer, it hands it out to the reindeers that go deliver it.
The reindeer fly. They don't need snow.
Oh, okay.
So-
That's right.
Yeah. Do you think Santa Claus drinks booze?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think he has to. I think when you leave the cookies and the milk out for Santa, you should also leave like a nice scotch on the table.
Yeah, but he doesn't know the difference. He drinks it anyway.
Yeah, he can drink it right from the bottle.
Right.
My pal Stu has a question. He says, what is a good cheap gift to give a new girlfriend for Christmas?
Cash.
Just give her money? She'll think she'll feel like a hooker.
That's okay. What? She can spend it and enjoy it, and Joanne says a bracelet.
Yeah, a bracelet would be nice, as long as you don't. I think it's important. I think it's important if you have the new girlfriend that you don't go overboard, but at the same time, don't be ridiculously cheap.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. But actually, I think you just think of cash as the best deal.
Well, I don't think I've ever heard that. Say, here you go, honey, Merry Christmas, and you give her 50.
Yeah, no, that's
Give a girlfriend cash.
Yeah.
Give her cash.
Merry Christmas. There you go. Here's $20. Don't spend it all in one place.
There's $10.
No.
And $10.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm gonna have to dispute that advice, which I don't like to do, but that I'm just gonna say that might be the worst advice I've ever heard on this segment.
Well, test somebody.
I mean, that's as bad as giving her like a box of tampons.
You're really going way out.
Well, it's true. I mean, my God, you give her cash. That's here's $10.
It's $5.
Yeah, it's going down. All right. Hey, that's all I got. I have nothing more for you. I can't. I'm excited about seeing you over Christmas. I got to make a plan with you to come visit that we like to do, and come see you.
Yes.
We're going to have dinner. It's going to be awesome. Another Christmas.
Yeah.
Right. Make sure it's a warm weather when you do that.
I'm going
It's not
to Hey, I'm going to try. I'll do my best. Hey,
Better than best.
You know what's interesting is if it does snow, I got this red maroon 4-wheel drive Chevy pickup.
God. You're nuts.
Have you heard of it? Did you know that I have a Chevy pickup? Are you aware of that?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
right.
Oh, yeah, the thing. I just got new tires on it. It's fantastic. It runs great. Are you kidding me? It's got 160,000 miles on it.
Holy cow.
Okay.
Well, as long as you don't drive more than 5 miles an hour.
No, screw that. I go fast. I do 70. No, it's good. All right. Wonderful. Thank you for accommodating me with this late version of the show. We did get some wonky advice about giving the girl $20, but
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're welcome.
hey,
You're welcome. Pass that around.
overall, I will, but I hope they don't do it. Overall, I think we had a solid appearance by you once again. Everybody loves you guys. Thank you so much.
All right, love you too, honey, and love your audience.
Okay, see you, Dad.
Ciao, baby.
Bye-bye. Ciao, baby. There you go. Another Rip Roaring edition of Dear Meathead. Yeah, give it $20. What? Come on. Oh. Got to be kidding me. Fantastic. Dear Meathead, another legendary edition right here on the Eric Zane Show podcast. My God. Maureen says, you just lied to his ears. You don't drive fast. Well, I'll do 65, 70. I said 70. Wonder if he'd send his kids to school after the toilet seat thing we talked about yesterday. Oh, boy. Kenny says, Eric, did you ask him my question? Huh. What did you... I don't see it. I didn't see it. Oh, no. What is the... When did you send it? Oh, there it is. How much coffee is too much coffee? Damn it. Hey, I'm sorry. I missed that. Damn it. That'd have been good. Because he would have had some profound statement that would leave you scratching your head and you're like, what? Huh? Holy cow, what is it? Kenny says, LOL, you mentioned it twice before calling him. Oh, God. Yeah, you see, it's something's going on upstairs, obviously. How much coffee did, let me answer this. If you drink coffee and then you have this like almost jittery feeling, that's too much coffee. In my opinion, you should have no more than 2 small cups of coffee, like 8 ounces of coffee, and then maybe later in the afternoon, 1 more. That's it. No more. I hate that feeling of that jittery, oh, God. Even made worse if I'm hungry. Not good. Kenny, you cannot post those images on the chat of those people moving around all weird like that. I can't stand looking at them. So when I delete them right now, in order to delete them, I have to ban you for a certain amount of minutes. So I'm not doing that because I'm mad at you. But if I see those faces on there, that means you got to go. I can't. I warned you. I told you many times I can't even look at it. It's the worst. And I got to get rid of it. So that means you got to. Maybe I can just delete the comment. I don't know. I don't think I can. Well, sorry, but you knew it. You start to put in those weird faces that are moving around like that of that guy with the long hair and his eyes are going crazy. Yeah, I can't deal with that shit. It's the most distracting, worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So, unfortunately, you're going to have to eat 600. All right. Let's get into this fantastic moment that happened yesterday on the Free Beer and Hot Wings show. We would be remiss if we did not break this down. Let me start from the beginning. They were playing trivia. One of the questions had the answer, Amelia Earhart. The caller answered Amelia Earnhardt. They gave the caller the point. The segment ends. Greg here is getting messages from people that are communicating with the show, listeners saying, hey, that guy said Earnhardt. He got hosed. So they're going to go backwards now and address it. From what I'm understanding, this was all brought about because they wanted to, address it because the audience had made comments about it. So this is how it unfolded.
That's not even the whole story. We want to welcome back our contestant from Dumber Than the Show Trivia from moments ago, JJ in Manchester, Tennessee. Hello, JJ. Thanks for joining us again.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Steve has a question.
JJ, yeah, I just got to, hold on, let me get the exact wording. Who made a solo flight across the Atlantic in 1932?
Amelia Earhart?
Okay, so he says it correctly that time. Now, again, I don't know why they felt compelled to bring him back, because when they go over the answers, they said Earhart. Oh, yeah, you got it right, Earhart. So he's had time to hear it, and of course he's going to say the correct pronunciation. And besides, why? What does that even do? Even if he says Earnhardt, what does it matter? You already gave him the point. I don't understand why they went through all of this to address this.
Said Amelia Earhart.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, JJ. That's all. What did he say during the game? Because there's a lot of listeners who are saying that that's not what he said.
Who made...
Again, I don't, and also, I don't know why Greg goes, not what he said. It's like, some of the shit that guy does, I just don't get it. Now, full transparency. I hate this guy. I fucking cannot stand Greg. So anything Greg does, I hate. So just consider that. Take my horrible thoughts about him with a grain of salt. I hate this guy.
That's not what he said.
Who made a solo flight across the Atlantic in 1932?
Amelia Earhart?
He said Earnhardt, for sure.
Like Dale's daughter.
Okay, that's the first time we hear from Kelly. He said Earnhardt. It sounded like Earnhardt.
Amelia Earhart?
It's hard to tell.
It's funny.
Okay, Greg, this is where Greg starts fucking with her. Now he says, hard to tell. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I can. It's that vocal thing. If I think about one thing, I hear it the right way.
Listen to this one where he says Earhart.
Who made us? Whoops.
Amelia Earhart?
Hear it?
No, he said Earnhardt.
Sounded like Earhart.
Okay.
There's no pilot named Earnhardt.
Okay, now she hasn't done anything. This is all playful at this point. This is where Greg steps on the gas.
Kelly, are you butthurt about the result of this game? It's very Hot Wings or Patrick Mahomes of you right now.
Okay. Look at him now. Arms crossed, sitting back. Now he's just going to watch the show. Makes that comment. Are you butthurt? And then sits back and enjoys it.
Kelly, are you butthurt about the result of this game? It's very Hot Wings or Patrick Mahomes of you right now.
I'm not very butthurt about the results of this game.
Now, you could say, well, he's just kidding. But it's Greg. Greg does this all the time. And this is her point.
What I'm butthurt about, and I'm curious if anyone else in here feels like if this were me doing this and I was saying,
Okay, now Steve's turned on her with, oh, God. What she wants to say is if I said Earnhardt, I wouldn't have been given the point.
Earnhardt, we would go back and the results would be different.
We've
would
never
it
changed
not?
the results. It's happened to me a number of times.
I'm not
Okay, Hot Wings comment. Now we officially have 3-on-1. But she manages to keep it together.
asking like to give the money back to me, but he said Earnhardt and I won by time. And you guys have debated multiple answers on whether or not like killer whale or whale could be accepted. Is Amelia Earnhardt?
No, there was no debate on killer whale or whale.
Okay. Did you catch the tone of Steve there? That was Dick. That was Dick tone. Okay, so now she has 3-on-1. Steve confirms that he's part of Team 3-on-1.
No, there was no debate on killer whale or
But
whale.
I'm saying,
Look at that aggressive interrupt by him. Holy shit.
That one was
killer whale.
right,
Yeah.
but I'm saying y'all know what I'm talking about. There are debates about this regularly, and if I said Earnhardt, you guys would not have accepted it, and he did, and you accept it. Whether
I
or not
caught
you
it,
give
I
him back
would've-
the money, I don't care. But I didn't lose in this case.
So you're not worried about the money.
No,
Okay. Look at Steve's face when Greg starts laughing.
care, but I didn't lose in this case.
So you're not worried
He's seething.
about the money.
No, I'm not, because if that's not fair to the listener.
Well, what would you like?
That's
Okay.
not. No, don't do that.
Okay. What would you like? To ask her that question, it's so fucked. I talked about this yesterday. There's no way that if she would look like an idiot no matter what her answer is. So for him to suggest, well, what would you like? This is textbook. And I'm so glad that so many people are realizing how much of a gaslighter the Gregster is. And her ability to expose that is, I mean, much respect. Much respect. I actually feel bad for making fun of her voice all those times now with all that shit because of how well she does here.
Because if that's not fair to the listener.
Well, what would you like?
That's not. No, don't do that. I don't want to be a Reddit thread. Please don't do that.
Steve, look at Steve. Look at him. At this point, Steve and Hot Wings have pretty much ripcorded. I think Steve says one more thing, but Hot Wings will not speak.
I didn't bring this back up. I did not bring this back up in commercials. I didn't pull any audio for this. You guys are asking me, and I don't think he answered the question correctly.
Well, it doesn't sound like he did. No, we've just never reversed it.
I'm not asking you to reverse
we-
it.
We didn't knowingly hear him say Amelia Earnhardt.
I
and
didn't.
What a dumb take. We didn't knowingly hear him say Amelia Earnhardt. He's halfway through it, and she says, well, I didn't say that.
Say that either. I never said you guys knew it. I said we know now.
They went out of their way to make her look like an asshole, and she happened to just answer what was asked of her, and now they're trying to make her look like some kind of fucking idiot.
And if we go to times, which we would have to, then I would win.
Okay.
I mean, yes.
So awkward. God damn it. Look at him. Yes. Well, now what?
But it's your show, so you tell me what to do. I don't know why why y'all pulled this, and then you're flipping it on me.
I'm not flipping it on anyone.
Okay. Now we're in full. Okay. He's presented one reality to her, accused her, then asked her what she wants. And then she's bringing, the rooster is coming home. She says, I don't know why you flipped it on me. And now we get the next step of the gaslighting where, oh, no, I didn't do that. Make her feel like she's fucking crazy.
We're just talking about it. We went back to see if he did. I didn't know if he did. I don't know why. It feels like you're upset with us, and I don't know why.
I don't know why. And she feels the same way I felt when I saw her. We're like, what the fuck? You just asked me if I'm butthurt.
I feel like I got asked a question and you told me that I was pissed over here, and I'm trying to figure out what you guys want from me at this point. Like, I answered the questions, and then I was told that he maybe answered them wrong, and now you want me to make a decision. I don't understand what the decision is.
No, I don't think there's
made.
a decision to. No, I'm not. I never suggested there's a decision to be made. And
again, yes, you did. You said to her, well, what do you want to do? You put it on her. Oh, my God. What an asshole.
if somebody thought that, I apologize. We weren't going to take the money out of his hands, just as we haven't any other time when we realized we screwed up.
I've never suggested that.
But yeah, so we're just acknowledging that he said the wrong thing, and some people were texting the right.
Look at him. He's looking around the room. He looks like he's on fucking coke. He can't believe it. He can't believe that this is actually turned on him for once.
Right thing. That's all. I wasn't trying to pick a fight.
Oh, you lying motherfucker. Look at her. Look at that reaction. Weren't trying to pick a fight.
Then go back and listen to what you said to me at the beginning of this. You're not trying to pick a fight, but yet you said...
She's a rock star. I am now fucking Team Kelly. Holy shit. I mean, I liked her before. I'd make fun of her all the fucking time about all that shit and the crispy R's. But she's got real sense here. Real sense.
You seem blah, blah, blah like about
I'll be
this?
happy to listen back to it later.
Oh,
let's talk Google Trends.
Let's talk. That's going to be a meme. Hey, let's talk Google Trends. Woo! Want to get away? Oh, God. I'll be happy to listen to it later. What an asshole way to handle that.
You seem blah, blah, blah like about
I'll be
this?
happy to listen back to it later. Let's talk Google Trends.
Oh, my God, Greg. Busted. That is really, really great. I honestly. There was, when the segment ended, they did their stupid fucking mental health live read, and then she did a live read for the casino. Headphones came off, and there was a conversation between her and him. And then I can't read lips. I don't know if you'd be able to because it's kind of fuzzy. But then she left. Florida man says you can see how mad he is in his facial expressions. Yeah, he's on high alert, you know? My God. Let's go over the comments. Stevie says, oh boy, this leading up to it, this is going to be so good. The audio alone was great. Can't wait to see Greg's face at the end. Stevie says, did you read the subreddit that Kelly did not want? I did, yeah. You know, and that's the thing. Here's another reason why this is so bad. I mean, she said, look, I don't want a subreddit about me. I don't want a Reddit thread on me. And Greg made this. So all the defending that Greg's done in the past, because he's come out on the side of Kelly many times with you're just pissed off because she's a woman. That's been his take many times. But now he's given a reason for those people that hate her to stand up and be heard. See, I knew it, because I guess there's a pack of people who don't like her. And so he brought this all on by going the direction that he did in this whole gaslighting fiasco. What the fuck is going on with that comb over on Freebeer? Yeah, his hair looks ridiculous. Rich says he needs to visit the King's Room barbershop. So much forehead. That's because Steve is a dick. Very refreshing says, ugh, I hate Steve. Everybody hates Steve. Greg is an asshole who tries to act like he's not an asshole. Steve's just an asshole. There's no redeeming. At least Steve doesn't blend good behavior with asshole behavior. It's not as tricky with Steve. You just know he's a fucking asshole the second you lay eyes on him. Greg, different. Ben says Steve's always dick tone. He's always got dick tone. Steve, every time he talks, is, yeah, that's because whale. Well, you see, yeah. It's always like in your face, and he'll interrupt you. Stevie says, so patronizing. Florida man, 814, says she's a pistol. She doesn't take a lot of shit, which is good on her. Megan says, wait, who is Steve most mad at? He's most mad at Kelly in that. Why? I don't know. Again, you're a goddamn producer. The one thing about Steve that is 100% unequivocal and cannot be disputed, it doesn't matter if he has proof that baby Jesus is coming down to see us. If it's coming out of his mouth, it sounds horrible. The quality of his voice mixed with his timbre and his attitude makes him unlistenable. He should never be near a microphone. Florida man says Hot Wings is saying a lot by not saying a lot. Well, you got to understand, Hot Wings has always been the live for another day mentality. He has plausible deniability. You know, he didn't really get involved. He's a pacifist. Megan says Greg has crazy eyes. Yeah, he was all wound up. And then the point when Greg says, I didn't do anything. He totally did that. Kenny writes, fuck them, the dumb shit and ass wing show. All right, I appreciate your support, but okay. Is that the best you can do? Call them dumb shit and ass wing show? Brandis says, I cannot stand this fucking piece of trash. Tyler says it seems her R's lose their crispiness when she's upset. That's exactly right. I detected no crispiness in the R's. So I guess when she gets like the eye of the eye of the tiger, I almost said the eye of the target. As soon as she gets the eye of the tiger, the crispy R's fade.
Cars. Christmas, incredible. New York, come to Oregon, come here. Temperature, algorithms, incredible. For crust, cripple.
My God.
That's so expensive. Yes. I looked it up. I was like, beer. Remember what, though? Jesus. Haven't seen it. It was a little obnoxious. That's so expensive.
My God. Update. Today, nothing happened. Business as usual. Nothing will be said. I don't know. I don't know if, I'm usually a resolution type of guy. I want to see some type of resolve. It probably would have made more sense if Greg owned it and said, I'm sorry to you. Said, I went back to that and you're right. I did all that shit. Which would be fantastic. But there's no way Greg's going to do that. Maybe, though. I'll give him benefit of the doubt. Maybe he said, if you want, I'll make a full apology. And she said, no, don't. And maybe that would upset. I would, if they were me, if I'm Greg, first of all, I certainly hope that he did realize that he's a fucking asshole. And I hope that he did make a sincere apology off the air. And I hope that he offered to do it on the air. And even if she said, no, I don't want you to do it on the air, I would have done it on the air. And you know me. You got to be fucking genuine. And that was our bread and butter, was if there was a conflict, there's going to have to be some type of resolution afterwards. There was no comments or anything I saw on the usual spots that I was looking at in the first part of the day, alluding to there being any discussion of it whatsoever. So I guess that's it. And that's fine. Now, I will say that when I saw this, I was like, well, immediately, emergency edition of Who Are These Free Beers? This is what people want. They want somebody to armchair quarterback. They want somebody to break it down, and I'm here for it. And when people say, well, oh, God, you're not over it. You know, it's like, dude, I am the fucking man. I am the only one qualified to talk about this. I have lived this. I have been her. I don't have the right stuff that she has to stay calm and dismantle it like that. She weathered all of Greg's tricks. I was never good at that. I would always just get so mad, I wanted to strangle him. Okay? Play it off as a joke. Have fun with it. Didn't happen all the time. Happened sometimes. And not all of them were heated. Some of them were heated. But she's a fucking bulldog. Good for her. I'm glad that happened. Free Beers fanboys would have come running to his defense if he apologized. Tyler says that's all she needs to do. Just be angry all the time and she'll sound normal, LOL. And then he says, I should be a speech therapist. Very refreshing says Steve gave away their cat because she meowed at night. Now, I don't know anything about that. Is that right? He gave away his cat? Chris adds, Steve tries to be like EZ and talk about family life, and it's always a snooze fest. Oh, my God. I don't know. Again, I don't know why that asshole has a microphone. Cole says Kelly is not funny, and her voice sucks, but she kicked his ass there. Florida Man says, would it be fair to speculate that her reaction to this yesterday and Freebeer's reaction back would suggest that trouble could be brewing underneath? No, I don't think it would. I also think that Greg realizes that when it comes to an actual personality on the show, like someone who's willing to extend herself, this is all they have. The cupboard is bare. I mean, imagine a show of just Greg and Chris and Steve. I mean, come on. You had a formula with Greg, Chris, Steve, Joe, and Kelly, which, I mean, whatever. But after Saint Gaslight flamed out, the last one who has anything interesting going on, love it or hate it, is her. That is the only interesting thing on that fucking show. I cannot wait. Every year, there's at least one dust-up that happens on that show that we really got to pick it apart. Fantastic. All right. That concludes the review of the great Amelia Earhart incident with video. Now, if you just if you're on Patreon, you only heard it, and so it's different when you can actually see the expressions and her reaction. It's, to me, more tangible and visceral when you can see her responding. And again, I give her credit. I would have fucking lost my shit. I don't know. Maybe they made her cry. We all know that every dude on that show, with the exception of Steve, has already shown, both personally and professionally, that they do not know how to treat women. There's going to be some level of raised eyebrow, and downright shock. So this doesn't surprise me. Ben says, easy, talk about the time Steve was butthurt to you calling him tumnus. You know, Ben, thanks for reminding me. That's a great idea. In fact, let's go over the two big hitter moments in Steve's past when he raged out at your old pal EZ. That's what we're going to do next. Okay? Before we do that, though, I heard from Joe Martinez yesterday. A&E Heating and Cooling. I was having a problem with the furnace. It was making a terrible noise. I recorded it and I sent it to him. What is this? He goes, oh, that's this. He named something. Don't know. He goes, it's about a $500-$600 part, easy. I'll take care of it. I go, no problem. He calls me back. I was incorrect. That is a $1,600 repair, easy. I go, okay, Joe Martinez, give me your professional opinion. He said, well, easy. That furnace came with the home. The home is 17 years old. After we replaced that part, being that model normally lasts 15 years, essentially you're on borrowed time. And then if this goes wrong, that's another $700. If that goes wrong, it's another $1,200. Easy. For $4,300, you have a brand new year 2023, 2024 furnace. I said, what would you do? He goes, I'd get the new furnace. I go, Joe Martinez, I'm going to do that. I'm getting the new furnace. So that's what happened. That's life. 616-516-8579. Call upon the immortal Joe Martinez when anything goes wrong. It's taken care of. Thank you so much for being on board with this show for so many years now. You've made us very, very happy. And if you, the audience, needs to get your furnace tuned up, well, you do need to get your furnace tuned up if you haven't tuned it up. You have until December 31st to get it done for free. That's right, free. Joe Martinez is the only heating and cooling specialist in all of West Michigan to have the luxury of presenting to you the Joe Martinez free tune-up. Normally, this is $79 if Joe does it. It's usually $129 when the other guy in a truck does it. For Joe, you call, you schedule, he tunes, he leaves. That's it. He presents to DTE, the gas company that he tuned your furnace. DTE pays Joe. Money doesn't come out of your pocket. And then you've made a friend for life. 616-516-8579 for Joe Martinez. To keep your vehicle running right on the road, you need Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. 616-532-6600. Thank you so much. If you are in West Michigan, this is where you need to take your car. You help this show continue to grow when you support the sponsors. So call Irvine's if you need anything done, if it's as simple as a wheel alignment or a oil change. Call Irvine's. 616-532-6600. Smack dab in the middle of Grand Rapids. Can't miss them. Irvines.com. Vines. That's ervines.com. That's their website for more information. Meanwhile, Andy and Colleen at the King's Room Barbershop. They want to cut Freebeer's hair. Make him look like a man, please. If any of you can convince Freebeer to get his hair cut at the King's Room Barbershop, help this person look like a man. Northland Drive, Caledonia, or at 821 36th Street in Wyoming. Right next to the costume room. If you see Freebeer in the wild, say Eric Zane wants you to go to King's Room Barbershop. Please tell that asshole to get his hair cut. He looks ridiculous. Yes, I can't stand him, but he looks like an asshole with the stupid hair. Okay? You're fucking bald. Shave it. King's Room Barbershop, online at kingsroom.net. All right. After all of that, out of the blue, we have 10 comments from Joe Martinez. He says, the whole crew will be there on Monday. He says, I'll be on the podcast. Well, whatever, if you say so. All I know is this. The last time you were on the podcast, everybody loved it. Even Linda was moist, okay? And she's all butthurt because you love Michigan. I guess the inducer motor is what went bad on my thing. I guess the new thing he's installing, it has a 10-year parts warranty. Then he adds, go blue, we are Michigan, hashtag bet, we will be in our Michigan gear. Brandis says, I wish this podcast was always at this time, making my treadmill run flyby. Chris says Joe is in charge. He'll be on the pod. If you say so. Let's go back a number of years. I don't know, a decade ago. It was free beer, hot wings, EZ, Joe in the booth. We needed a new, another producer to, edit audio. Definitely not talk. Joe barely talked at that point anyway, How about this guy, Steve? All right, maybe. Conversations happen. We want to hire him. Free beer, Greg, Eric. Talk about how much we're going to pay this asshole. I don't remember the amount, but that's a job that I think should be about, I don't know, 30 to 35,000 tops. I mean, it's a low-level position. It still is a low-level position. Okay? Producers are supposed to do a very simple program called Adobe Audition. Very easy to manipulate, cut and paste. If you can edit a Word document, you can edit audio. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. Busy work, picking up the phone, ordering breakfast, getting coffee. That's your job. So I'm like, I don't know, man. 30? Greg goes, I don't think 30. I think we got to go up. I don't know. 35? A little higher. All right, 37. I don't remember the exact figure. This is not a high-end job. This is beginning radio job, which is what he was. He's a fucking rookie. Greg, of course, calls Steve and says, we're offering you this. I go to take a nap. Wake up from the nap. I've got missed calls. Missed calls and voicemails. It's from Steve. I listened to the recording, and he's motherfucking me. Thanks, Dick. I swear to God. Thanks, Dick, for the fucking lowball offer. Fuck you. Hand to God. And I'm like, whoa. What? I call Greg. I go, dude, this guy just motherfucked me. How we agreed to this, I don't know, but it worked. I think he got more money out of it. I actually chalked it up to he's just a rageaholic. I don't know why I agreed to that. I wish I hadn't. I wish I had said, well, why are we doing this? He's motherfucking me already. And I swear to God, that's how it went. The three of us came up with the number, yet that pussy calls me to motherfuck me. Now, the only thing I can think of is that Greg sidestepped it and said, talk to Eric. Like Eric did it. I was like, oh, what the fuck? Come on now. You can't put that on me. That was a 3-man decision. So we were off to a bad start. Fast forward. Everybody gets sized up on that show. You know, my nose, hot wings staring, free beer, thin skin. Joe is donkey teeth, fat as shit, sounds like fuck. Steve comes in. We start saying he looks like that fucking half man, half goat from Narnia. What the fuck? Mr. Tumnus. And I noticed that when we say, hey, Tumnus, he's not, it's bouncing off him. He's not laughing along with it. He doesn't like it. It's like, oh, well, okay, that means pour on the gas. That means more. Time passes. A few days later, we get a long email from Steve to Eric, Joe, free beer, hot wings. This really bothers me that you call me Mr. Tumnus. I get it. I'm ugly. It's like, no, I didn't say that. You just look like Mr. fucking Tumnus. Maybe we said you were butt ugly once or twice, but who cares? It's part of the bit. It's a goddamn morning show. He was so hurt by that. On a show where we planted our flag on ball busting, this pussy from New Jersey can't even handle being compared to a half man, half goat creature from the Chronicles of Narnia. And I was like, oh, no. Long email. And we just kind of side-eyed each other. It's like, oh, boy, let's just fucking forget it. Forget it. This is what we have. This is what we've, the hand we've been dealt. God damn. They have never really been great. We've never really been great at hiring people. We hired that loser Steve, who's a piece of shit. Justin got hired. Who knew? We had no idea Joe was who he was. So we can't really take the blame for that. Joe was great for a time, but I don't know. He fucking flamed out. My God. Chris says, oh, were there tears in his eyes? He was so upset. He was so hurt by that. And then Cole says the show was the best when it was the three of you and Joe and Steve barely talking with a bunch of interns to beat up. I still see Steve from time to time walking through Meijer. And it's like, oh, God. Fuck you, you asshole, you piece of shit. And don't even get me started about his goddamn podcast partner. Let's just put it this way. When his podcast partner moves, he has to call the cops and tell them. I still want to know, is Steve aware of that? Are you aware of that, dude? I know you're listening. Was he also butthurt about his girlfriend creating cakefarts.com? Ben says, oh, yeah, that's right. I don't know if he was about that. I don't think so. I think he would just go, come on, guys. Come on. That's not true, guys. Come on. Florida man 814 says, what happened with that again? Details, please. LOL. I don't have time for that right now. I got to wrap up the show. You have to know by now. How could you not know this by now? Tyler says Steve should have been tipped off when Kyle said he couldn't record the podcast at Steve's house because it's very close to a school. Oh no. Now that's a joke. I don't know if that's true. Young Adam Schwab says the Redditors, FBHW acolytes say you're lying about you know who. Oh, really? All right. Well, one day it'll come out again. I don't have time for it today. Actually, Chris says Patreon. You want me to tell that story again on the Patreon? Well, good news. I'm not going to tell that story, okay? But I'm going to tell a fictitious story about some guy I used to work with named Lyle. Yeah, that's right. I used to work at a radio station with a guy named Lyle. Again, this show is a work of fiction. Any semblance to those persons, either alive or dead, is merely coincidental and is not based on fact in any way, shape, or form. Tyler says, "Oh, is that when you were on 107.3 or 103.7 WLLB?" Exactly right. In this fictitious story about Lyle, it's when I started working at 103.7. Yeah. All right. Before we go to the asshole of the day, and we have several nominees. Who do you think should be the asshole of the day today? I'd love to get your thoughts. Remember, Impact Power Sports, who sponsor the studio. You can find them at impactpowersportsmi.com. All right. The thing that they're most proud of at Impact Power Sports: Yamaha golf carts, which are the best golf carts under the sun. If you buy any other asshole golf cart, it's going to fall apart. Not a Yamaha golf cart. And they can trick these things out to make them as extravagant or plain as you want. You can buy it right off of the floor, and it already looks fantastic. You can do anything to a golf cart these days. Not only that, they have all toys under the sun. Motorcycles, ATVs, UTVs, side-by-sides. I don't know if a UTV and a side-by-side is the same thing. They might be. I don't know. But they have everything there. In beautiful Rockford, Michigan, go to impactpowersportsmi.com. I would love to get on a motorcycle again, a dirt bike. It's been so long. I used to love riding dirt bikes. Decades ago. Head to Impact Power Sports, and they'll show you the way. This show is also brought to you by the Grand Rapids Gold. Now, they don't have basketball games till January 2nd. But when they get back at it, I want to see you there. GrandRapidsGold.com. That's where you get tickets. Tickets are dirt cheap. On Thursdays and Fridays, you got $2 beers, $2 dogs. College night on Friday. My God. GrandRapidsGold.com. Come down to see the basketball. Come see EZ. Big Drew is there from Big Drew and Jim back in the day on 96.1. He's awesome. GrandRapidsGold.com for tickets. And finally, Jacob Bennett now brings you excellent installation. If you have flooring that you need installed, no matter what kind, you buy it from Home Depot, you buy it from Lowe's, you have Jacob install it. The least expensive way to install flooring professionally, 616-318-0167 at 616-318-0167 for excellent installation. He'll show up at your house. He'll measure the room or rooms that you want done. Boom. A day or two, you got the estimate. It's all spelled out perfectly for you, and it's cheaper than everybody else. I promise you. Excellent installation. Call 616-318-0167 today. Let's see. Bob says, get a pit bike, easy. Let's see. Ben says free beer should be the asshole of the day. We definitely have a lot of nominations for Greggy. Yesterday it was Granville High School. That was a weird-ass story. I hope that there's nothing to that. Yeah, it's definitely free beer. What an asshole. Asshole of the Day brought to you by TC Paintball. Thank you. Congrats to Greg. He has won it again. Good for you, buddy. All right. That is my time today. Patreon bonus podcast. That will happen in just a bit. I'm going to try to get a quick turnaround on it. I'm going to get this posted, then get after it. You can sign up for free at patreon.com/Eric Zane. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. 7 days free. Thank you to Steve Courtney. He just signed up for 7 days free. He's like, I'm so glad to be here, EZ. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate you. Have a good one, folks. Talk to you. Bye-bye.